My name is Roland Taylor. I've worked for Amtree Veritas now for 2 years or so as a senior compliance engineer, and that means I go out and help customers with compliance issues, and I also do quite a bit of training for Amtree Veritas. Over the years, Amtree Veritas has learned that training isn't just a one-off, it's much more of a relationship with a customer, because you can train people, but it's much more difficult to train organisations. People get training, it allows them to do their jobs better. Then they go off and do something else, they change responsibilities, or they may leave the company, new people come in, and the expertise gets lost. So successful training is where we start initial training with a company and then perhaps come back and do refresher training, train new people and maintain that relationship for a period. Good training has to be training that is relevant to your job and the work that you're actually doing. There's a limit to how exciting we can make compliance training because a lot of it rests in huge long documents that don't make exciting reading. But we try and present it in an interesting way, and if it's relevant to people, they will take it in. And we can illustrate it with anecdotes, so long as we sanitize them to protect the guilty. I do remember a machine that was built for testing, which was supposed to send a projectile into a bunker to do some high-speed impact testing. This machine had just been built, and when they set it for the first time, there was an enormous crash as it went off, and then a rumble sound, and about 5 seconds later the projectile fell out of the barrel onto the floor because it just hadn't worked. Amtree Veritas, I think, is unique in training because the people who give the training are actually practitioners. So I work on compliance with customers both in the UK and throughout Europe and even further afield. And every day I see issues that relate to how you comply with safety regulations. And I can use these to inform my training so that what I talk about is entirely up to date. And Amtree Veritas, by doing this work, stays up to date with the compliance regimes, and so the training is always completely relevant. I think my favourite training is a one-day course on risk assessment, because then we get a piece of equipment out of the cupboard called gasoline skating shoes. And these are somebody's bright idea of putting a lawnmower engine on a pair of roller skates. And then we try and do a risk assessment of that. And it is one of the more interesting courses that we have. Me and Amtree Veritas go way back because I remember Amtree Veritas as a baby. I'm delighted to congratulate Amtree Veritas on 25 years. Well done, keep it up.